We chose to research alternatives to punishment because we noticed how ineffective it was in our schooling and wanted to learn ways to empower students. Punishment in schools has greatly changed over the past 50 years. In the 1950s, physical and verbal punishment was mainly used. The punishments were meant to scare students into not misbehaving again. However, these old school punishments were ineffective. Students were embarrassed, and these punishments didn't make them more willing to enter back into the classroom. Students are likely to internalize this punishment. When a child's classmate and their teachers label them as a bad kid, it reinforces the concept in their mind. Nowadays, schools are not supposed to use physical or verbal punishment and instead resort to detention and expulsion, which still has similar damaging effects to students. We feel that these punishments are ineffective, and it is necessary to create other approaches to deal with misbehavior in order to have a safe school environment.
We went out to ask civilians these questions, and here are some of their answers.
For some lunch, like a fundraiser lunch, when they had like 10, 11, 6th and 7th graders serving, and they were really polite. You know how you go to Taco Bell and McDonald's, they're nice, they're polite, most of them all the time. These guys are more polite than that. So, they know something about character building. It actually translates to the personality. Plus, apparently, Sarah and Claire, you does too, because you guys are so nice.
You did.
I think it would be. I think it would be really good for them to have that break and get centered again. For my son, one of the things that really helped him, believe it or not, I had a hard time believing it, but it really did work, and that was taking that time away and just listening to the soothing music. Mm-hmm. He had his little headphones, and they would do that with him. He also had some learning disabilities, but they put him, aside in another area and just let him kind of mellow out, and that would help. So yeah, I think meditation would be excellent. I think first and foremost, the parents need to become involved, and I think it's a learning thing for the parents too. If I recall, when my kids were in school, I had one child that had some issues in that area, and me working directly with the teachers in solving those issues really made a difference, I think.
Well, okay, so the most important part of school, I believe, which can't be achieved in the home, is like the social atmosphere. And I believe, especially when kids are younger, how they interact with other children and how they interact with other adults can really become formative for how they interact with other people when they grow up. So if a school provides a good social atmosphere for children, then it'll build good character and a character of good quality and behaviors for the future.
Awesome. And how do you think schools should treat misconduct?
They should definitely be, punishment isn't the right word because it doesn't have a good connotation to it, but it shouldn't be justified just because they're children. They should have a course of action. So if a child misbehaves or if there is serious misconduct, action should be taken so the child will understand what he or she did wrong instead of just treating it as just a bad thing and never do it again. They need to understand what they're doing wrong. Yeah.
Back in my time, it was very different from now. They used to pull the kids and put them in the back of the class. I think that everyone should get lots of attention to each child. I don't think they are being bad for a reason. They definitely need to be talked to. Maybe the school needs to talk to the parents more to see what's going on because something is obviously happening at home. Nowadays is different because I know the mom and dads have to work. They probably don't give their kids much attention as they need. My friend is a teacher too, and she talks about her problems with her kids/students. She gives them lots of attention and does like to focus and talk to the parents if they're doing badly.
You have to think of what the source is causing the kid to act out that way. Is it the parent's absence? Is it a bad influence? It is just not one thing. You have to do a broad perspective and see Try to find where the sources came from, where they punish the kid. Different things work with different kids. No one way to go about it. Timeout works for some, but not all. Meditation might work for other kids, but not all.
When going out into the field to collect data, one thing that we thought of is that the interviewee may say something that they may not believe in to look better in our eyes. Examples could be that they agree with alternative punishments and may not say what punishments they really do. Let's say a parent says, "Of course, I would never spank my kids," but in reality, they may have done it once or twice. We made sure to take these possible biases into account while deliberating.
Schools should integrate character building into lesson work in order to foster a well-rounded classroom. This would offer students a chance to grow their ability to act on their values. This would reduce misconduct in the classroom because of students' increased accountability of their actions.
Students should be given individual responsibilities in the classroom, which will give them ownership over their learning, so they feel that they can accomplish tasks. Set goals in the classroom so they are always striving for high achievement. Teachers should create various reflection opportunities so students can be conscious of what they need to work on. Incorporate teaching morals into the lesson plan. Foster a team between teacher and students, using mutual respect and communication.
Teachers need to take into account other factors that may be affecting their students' work. This is more a holistic approach which will create a mutual understanding of their behavior. Teachers should be monitoring the classroom in order to gauge the day-to-day change in classroom dynamics.
Teachers should build connections with their class so students feel comfortable turning to their teachers in times of need. Teachers can do this by listening and using the information to adapt the lesson for them. Teachers should be cognizant of the community their students come from.
Punishments are not beneficial for improving student behavior. Sometimes it makes students less motivated to be productive in the classroom. Alternative resources promote student well-being and provides them a different outlet to participate in an effective learning environment.
These alternatives should be personalized for each student and take into account what each child needs at the moment. Parent involvement is crucial and can be promoted through frequent parent-teacher communication. Classroom integration with the art, core classes, and physical education can keep students engaged in the material and provide them opportunities for higher order thinking. When students are more motivated about a subject, they would be less likely to misbehave.